In this video, we're going to give a demonstration of how to set up an automatic email feature that will notify you when anything happens on your Pro Bono Net site. Typically, a Pro Bono Net site doesn't send out a notification when someone submits a join request or submits a library item or calendar item or something else along those lines. So we're going to use the site's automated RSS feed along with a third-party tool called Zapier to send us an email whenever anything happens on the site. So you can see now on my screen that I'm looking at the admin inbox of a site on our staging server. This isn't a site that's on production, but it looks very similar to all the admin inboxes across all of the PBN sites. So I'm going to scroll down here to Area Utilities, and I'm going to go here to Subscribe to Area Activity Stream RSS. When I click on this, it's going to take me to this page with a big chunk of what looks like computer code. This is the RSS feed for things that are happening on the site. So in essence, this is something that an RSS feed reader can ingest and do things with, like create blog posts or send emails or something like that. So we're going to go back to the admin inbox, and we're going to go to our third-party tool that we're going to use. And my favorite third-party tool for doing things like this is Zapier. I have a free account with Zapier, which means I can create zaps, but I can only turn a handful of them on at one time. I only get 5 zaps that really are on, and they only run every 15 minutes. And that's good enough for me for what I use Zapier for. If you need to have more zaps, you can look at a paid plan with Zapier. So this is my Zapier dashboard. Once I've logged in, I'm going to go over here to Create Zap to create a new zap to send emails with this RSS feed. So number one, I'm going to go ahead and name my zap. I'm going to name it PBN Email Feature. And here under Trigger, this is the thing that starts the zap in motion to do what it needs to do. I'm going to go to RSS feed as the app it's going to use, and then trigger event, I'm going to choose new item in feed. So whenever there's a new item in that RSS feed, Zapier is going to see that and do something with it. I'm going to hit continue. And then here under Setup Trigger, where it says Feed URL, I'm going to go back over here to Admin Inbox, and I'm going to get the URL for this RSS feed, which is this long URL with this giant number at the end. Copy that and paste it into the feed URL. Under username and password, I don't need to put anything there. This is a pre-authenticated feed, which means you don't need to have a username and password to access it, and that's why on the admin inbox it says please don't share it. And this is just to make everything easier when you're setting something up like this. So under what triggers a new feed item, I'm going to change this from different GUID URL to different content, and that means anytime anything is different in this chunk of code, Zapier is going to see that and then notify me about it. So I'm going to hit continue, and then Zapier is going to run a test on the trigger that I've set up. So okay, it found an item in the RSS feed that's recent. And you can see here the title is a new library item is awaiting approval, and then a link to that library item for me to go and review it, and then all the rest of this stuff there. So that looks right. I'm going to hit continue. And then next I get to pick an action that Zapier does whenever it sees something new in this RSS feed. So I'm going to type an email here because I want it to email me, and I'm going to choose the email by Zapier option. So action event, I want it to send an outbound email, and I'm going to hit continue. And here I'm going to put in my email address, and then under subject, and you see when I'm clicking on these fields, I can type in my email address or anything I want, but I can also pick from these options that it pulled from the RSS feed. So it's pulling the title of each item from the RSS feed as well as the link and the description, but the description looks like it's blank, so I don't really want to use that. So I'm going to make the subject of the email the title of the item in the RSS feed. So when a new library item is submitted, I'll get an email and it'll say a new library item is awaiting approval. If it's a member join request, it'll say a new member join request is pending. So that's what I'm going to use as my subject. In the body, I'm going to put in the title, and then I'm going to put in the link just by clicking on it. And then it should send me both of those things in my email. Attachment doesn't really matter. From name, I'm going to put from ProBonoNet site. Naturally, I misspelled pro bono. And I don't really need to put anything in reply to, CC or BCC, and these other options don't matter for my purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue, and it's going to show me here's what the email looks like when you get it. Okay, everything looks right to me, and I'm going to hit test and continue. Okay, so it said it just sent me an email, and let me go and look, and sure enough, I got an email from Zapier saying a new library item is awaiting approval, and when I click on that link, it should take me to that ProBonoNet site on staging and show me that library item that I need to take a look at. And you can tell this is a test library item. So I can choose to approve it, I can assign it a topic, and all of that stuff. So everything looked good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my Zap. Okay, so my Zap is now on, and Zapier tells me it will run every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, Zapier is going to go and look at this RSS feed, figure out if there's anything new in it, and if there is, then it's going to email me about it and let me know. This is a very, very handy feature for managing a ProBonoNet site. Again, my favorite tool to use with this is Zapier. There are other tools out there, but Zapier, in my opinion, makes the most sense and has the widest array of options. If you have any questions about a setup like this or would like a more detailed walkthrough, please email me at sharden, SHARDEN, at probono.net. My name is Sam. I'm a program manager with PBN, and we would be happy to help you out.